let's get started. Adi, welcome to the show. Please unmute yourself and let's get into it.
Hey man, what's up?
How are you,
How
bro?
are
It's
you?
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. You're quite busy and stuff.
How's everything with you? You seem pretty excited. When are you gonna become 15? That's my first question to literally
Well,
shoot us
this
up.
upcoming November.
Okay, so you're becoming a 15-year-old. I see like your little mustache is coming up. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
So Adi, tell us more about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And tell us more about your story.
Okay, so it's kind of like a big story. It was my age of 6 while I saw a computer for the first time. It was my dad's computer, okay? And it was actually password protected. It was like his office computer. And I really wanted to try it out. So I went in, I was just using it, and for the God's sake, I kind of crashed it. And it was in a situation that he could not like ever operate it again, and he was quite pissed at me. But that day I was like really suffered. I was like, oh, why did I even open this thing? And like, so after 1 or 2 weeks by looking YouTube tutorials, net tutorials, and all these tutorials on the internet, I somehow figured out how to bypass login page. So that was my first time how I used a computer, and I mean after that I was like quite fascinated about this, and that's how I came into this.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. So you started your journey as young as 6 year olds. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy, man. Most people I know they start when they're like 20 or 18 at least, and that's pretty insane. Like you've already got maybe at least 15 to 10 years ahead. Like and that's amazing, man. I've heard great things about you guys. This guy was on a newspaper at some point in time. Like it's pretty crazy how. Such a young kid could do all these great things, and knowing that someone out there did it means and gives us hope to all of us. But yeah, that's amazing. Adi, tell us more about you. What school do you go to? What are you studying? What are your hobbies? Tell us more about you now. So we obviously got the idea of how you started all this, but what about now? What is Adi right now to us?
All right, so I study in Gems New Millennium School, and I'm in grade 9. So I really love playing soccer, and I love playing video games. Mostly, I love playing Fortnite and PUBG. I'm kind of like an addict these days because of quarantine. Rather than that, I like going outing with my friends, hang outing, and I also love I also love skilling up my. I also love like leveling up my skills. I'm mostly into software development and mobile app designing, but then I mostly do everything in this industry. I kind of do graphic designing. I kind of do hardware like Arduino, all those stuff. So I mean, like I think like anyone who started up my age, they're all like godly just to learn. So they never wanted to be featured in a newspaper or come to interview or something. Yeah, like life is just a big sea, and you decide what kind of fish you want to become.
What kind of fish? We for some reason we always talk about fish in this chat, you guys. Again, guys, I've seen a couple of you coming in. By the way, guys, they're loving you and they're loving in
Thank
the
you.
chat. They're giving you some good comments. Anyway, guys, if you want to know more about this guy and his socials, use the command exclamation mark guest. You can get all the information about this guy. So Adi, do you remember the first day we met? Do you,
Yeah,
if you,
it was fun, so much fun.
it was an angel hack, right? And
Yeah,
I remember taking this guy to McDonald's at like 3 a.m. with
yeah.
my
My
friend.
wallet was lost,
We
and
ha-
it took us like in midnight, 3 or 4.
we had a big van and we took like a couple of kids to McDonald's, and that doesn't
Yeah,
sound shady at all. It was pretty crazy. I remember
it was fun. Yeah.
at that time I saw this kid just sitting down, and I thought, oh my god, he's cute. He's coming here for a competition for the first time. Until he stood up and he asked this question, and then I figured out this kid is a little different than everyone else. He has something going on in here, and
Thank you.
that kind of piqued my interest. And I went and talked to him, and then I got the pleasure to meet someone so great like Adi. Adi, let's move on a little bit more to the questions. What are your favorite coding languages, or what's your favorite platforms to code on? I believe your favorite thing to do right now is coding, and obviously that's where your business comes from and where your passion and love kind of goes to. Tell us more about what's your preferred languages, what's your preferred language, and we'll get more questions about your entrepreneurship parts later on. But tell us more about your technical side.
All right, so I started with a basic programming language called HTML. Most of you have been familiar with that. Then I learned about JavaScript, then I learned about CSS, then I learned about Java, and then some C++, some Dart, and then it was like a big sweet journey. But I think internet is like a big platform where anyone can come in and just learn anything. So I mean, if you know how to use it very properly, then it's like the best thing ever.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's really good.
Other than Java, have you touched any other platforms? Like, what? Tell us more about your whole
Right. So
experience.
I really wanted to become a software developer. So mostly like I wanted to make apps for the Android platform. So I never wanted to wait like until I was 18 or 22. I just want to get started right now. So I went into online. I found some courses online. I took some YouTube courses, then some online courses, and that's how I figured out my first language as Java. So after that, I really wanted to get into the iOS platform as well. So then I learned it Objective C and Swift UI. So I'm still learning it. I'm not like a pro, but I mean it's quite interesting. So however my aspirations and visions widened from my age of 8 when I got introduced to a bigger community of tech makers and stuff in online. I mean, see, if you want some help or something, you could just go to online and I could ask them. And if I don't have something like that, it's like, really difficult and crazy.
So you're saying that self-learning is actually out there. I mean, most of us know that, but like, it's very few of us who actually go out and self-learn. I mean, me personally, I'm such a lazy ass, and getting out there to learn something by myself kind of takes some time, and it can get really annoying. But it's good that you're utilizing that power and utilizing that brain of yours to be able to really get out of the limits. Like, this is exactly what people mean when they say you're getting out of your comfort zone, and especially at a young age, man. Like, I honestly can't express how much love and respect I have for you, just because of all the like lovely things. Guys, this guy was on a TED talk. Like, believe it or not, his video is out there on YouTube and it's there on Instagram. He did a TED talk at age of 13. Was it 13 or 14, Adi?
I was at 13, yeah.
13. So, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, he's literally half my age, and he's done like 10 times as much great things as I have done, obviously. Like,
See, but I'm not the best in what I do, right? I'm just continuing my efforts to be the best at what I do, and in an everlasting attempt to become a fine entrepreneur by solving problems and adding value by solving these problems. See, like no one is good, no one is like the best or something, but as you keep practicing and solving mistakes, that's how you become better.
that's an amazing mentality, man. Like, the whole humbleness part coming from you is really, really great, and I think that's where the passion for learning is always coming. The more you realize that you don't know a lot, the more you keep searching for more knowledge, and the more you learn more. And the fact that you're utilizing this is really great, bro. All right, let's get into the little fancy part. So we're getting questions about what is your business. So I believe it's called Trinity Solutions, from what I
Yeah.
remember. Tell us more about it, and how did it start, where did the idea come from, and what do you do as a business?
All right. So I started while I was in grade 5, and the starting story is quite funny. But then I mean, it's what changed my life, I believe. So there was like a famous gaming cafe while I was in grade 5. I think it's even quite famous now. It's called Millennium Gaming Cafe. So I mean, our parents were not quite supportive to when we asked for money to go to gaming cafe, they're not gonna give us, yeah. So me and some of my senior friends, we were like, we really wanted to go there, and we don't have enough bucks to go there. So we thought of like using our skills to earn some money and just going to the gaming cafe and chill. So we were like 3 people. So on the basis of triangle, we named it Trinity Solutions. We found some people who actually needed some help from us, and we helped them out. And thankfully, we were able to go to the gaming cafe. But later, I felt like this is something where I should go even far broader than this. So that's why even though the 12th graders left me like a while ago, but I really wanted to continue it. So yeah, that's how it.
That's interesting. And have you ever found challenges with your age? So, like, I'm sure you've been doing a lot of business meetings, people talking to you, and when they realize your age, was this a challenge for you? Was it
Of
like
course, yes, yes, yes.
something
That's like
that?
a big challenge in my life. Like I talk to tons of people in online. They ask my age, and they be like, "What? You're not kidding? You're some sort of bot or something." I mean, it's funny, but at times, it becomes serious as well. I've been avoided a lot. I've been ignored a lot. So at times, you feel sad. But then, my aspirations have been always of building the finest things and working with the finest people. And I'm in constant pursuit of achieving this.
That's actually amazing, bro. And like, wow, like you're technically giving me, and I'm sure the viewers as well, a lot of motivation to be able to follow your dreams. Like, guys, come on, this guy is like he's talking wonders here. You guys don't get it. Like, this is what many people and many of the most successful people in the world are saying right now. Failure is just like a step towards success, guys. Like, he's been failing, and he never thinks it's a failure. He just keeps looking at the positive side, at the end goal, and he's running to it. And I remember, like what we were saying earlier about sharks with Muhammad's episode. We have to be sharks and really take the opportunity and the chance to be able to utilize those opportunities for us to be able to get to what we need and to get to our goals and really achieve success, you guys. So lovely words, Adi, and I'm really happy to hear those things coming from you. It's really motivational, and I'm sure a lot of people in the fans are enjoying this as well, guys. Again, I keep giving him shout outs. Please, guys, if you want his socials, if you don't know who this guy is, guest, exclamation mark, guest, and you can get his socials. And please feel free to ask any questions. We will get to your questions at the very end of the show. So if you have any questions to ask him, please do ask them on the chat. I'm watching the chat, so I will get to them as soon as we can, finish our conversation. So tell us, Adi, about your life in general. What techniques do you use to be able to balance it out? So obviously you have school, you have sometimes competitions, you have your business, and you have other things to worry about, like your fun. Obviously, you're still at an age where you want to have fun as well. So how do you balance all these, and what kind of techniques do you use in your daily life just to be able to get all that done?
So taking a look at my daily life, I just wake up in the morning, I go to my school, I come back by hopefully 2 or 3, and then I've got maths tuition because I'm really weak in maths. I don't know why. Even though I'm good in programming, I'm weak in mathematics. So I go to my tuitions, I come back by 4 or 5, and then I dedicate some time to for my work and stuff. And I enjoy doing work. Okay, I think working is like the best thing ever. I don't think playing games or something would give me that much satisfaction as working.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, even though I'm doing a lot of stuff which can actually increase my skills for the future, I think I'm rarely missing out at school.
Interesting. And have you ever thought about the idea of dropping out from school? Like, what's that thought about? I mean, I know your parents are probably against that. Most parents are usually are. But what's your idea about it? Like, give us your opinion about maybe
I
dropping from
think
school.
people who drop out in this 20th century is actually pure failures. I mean, we've got everything to learn, right? Like, it's quite easy to learn from the. If you can think of Mark Zuckerberg from the 2005 or something, he did not have enough resources to learn or enough resources to build up his company. But I think it's quite useless telling that, right? Like, now we have Google to learn anything within seconds or minutes, and we've got enough libraries near us to grab any book or learn anything new. And we also got a lot of time. Schools have been giving us a lot of time to build something whatever we want, and schools have been so innovative these times. So I don't think it's there's a need of dropping out, right? So yeah, I think that's quite useless.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, that's a good point of view, and I'm happy you're supporting the education system. That's you're probably one of the very unique people who are doing that, and it's
I
good
mean,
that.
basic education is required, even though I mean, how top you're living, like you need like a basic education level. That's quite important.
And I do agree that that's actually good that you're very supportive of the education system. I'm sure your school is very appreciated of that. Like they're very appreciating that you actually support
Yeah,
them and
yeah, I
stuff.
got a scholarship and stuff.
That's amazing. That's really good. Okay, Adi, a little bit more about the events that happened in your life. So obviously we know that you've had a TED talk. Tell us more about that journey. So like, how did you get into the TED talk? Were you invited? Did you apply for it? Tell us more about that journey. Tell us how the story started.
All right. So I really wanted to do a tech talk for a lot of time, and I was like looking all the schools and stuff and everything that's organizing a TED talk. So um, so there was a school called Repton School. I never missed the principal of that school. Okay, I sent the principal a message regarding my TEDx talk, and I said to him, and he actually didn't reply back for 32 almost like 2 months. He didn't reply. After that, he's like his school's talk was over, And then he forwarded my mail to the TEDx Dubai team, and they were the one who connected me with Gems to Millennium School.
Hmm.
So that's where I study right now. And once they were impressed by my TED Talk and stuff, they gave me a scholarship.
That's amazing to learn, and I hope you're helping your parents financially as well. So they're obviously not paying for education, so you
Yeah,
gotta support them with other things. Like you have to build them a robot that does something really cool for them, and you have to build me
it's
a
always
robot. Yeah.
exciting to have a lot of things, exciting things to learn apart from the usual school curriculum.
One of the
But
guys in the chat
only
is
myself or
asking.
people around me.
One of the guys in the chat, do you have a TikTok, by the way?
No, no.
Okay, he doesn't have time for TikTok, obviously. Uh,
Check me out on Instagram.
he has Instagram. Yeah, again, guys, I'm just gonna write the command for you guys. If you want his Instagram, this is his link. Please go show him some love. He's a great guy. And go watch all his content on the socials. It's really impressive and it's really motivational, you guys. All right, Adi, how were your parents like reaction about all this? So like, are they supportive? Are they more like, no, you gotta stick to like whatever they think is right? How's the relationship with the parents and how supportive are they from their side?
So the support and comments I've received from my parents and other people were the best part of it all. Knowing that there exists such a wonderful community of people around me, and there is like a speed boost in my mind. So that's when I realized what I do is really amazing. Because I was a person who think, oh, making an app, that's not a big deal. Come on, anyone could do it. But when I realized like people think it's kind of like a big deal, I was really inspired and motivated to do more. I'm happy that I actually I actually met a person from Khalees Times, and she was the one who wrote a news article about me. I'm really thankful to her.
That's amazing, man. That's really great. Guys, again, just to clarify, guys, this show is the People's Life show is my own show, and I invite people to it. No one actually kind of requested to be on the show. I like people's ideas, and I know that they have something to express. So again, guys, if you are enjoying this, there's a couple of episodes that happened already, and there's obviously many more episodes to go. So make sure that you're following me. Make sure that you're keeping track of my socials as well. My socials are all down there. Just like literally scroll down, and you can see all the information about this show and about me personally. And yeah, guys, I'm really having fun about this conversation, Adi. I like. I'm literally so. I have so many questions in my mind. It's very hard to even pick one. Like, I don't know where to start. Okay, let's think about this. So you started early, right?
Yeah.
Why do you advise people to start as early as possible, or do you think it's right to start early? Tell us more, like early as in like early age. Why do you think it's
I'm
important,
not
and do you
someone.
advise to people?
Yes, yeah, I'm not someone who's really old to advise people. But what I could tell is like I had once wanted to become a software developer while I was just 13, and when I grew up, but little did I know that I would be able to change or achieve something in my life by at the age of 13. And so I had my aspirations in my mind to become a software developer. I mean, as more you want to learn, as fast you do it. So I mean, you're never too late. Even if you start at 18, it's fine. But just have the passion in your mind. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And what's your so tell us more about your like do you play any sports? Do you do some art? Tell us more about like other than technical side. What do you do as well? What like these things are obviously important as an entrepreneur to have. Do you have any other skills that you wanna like tell us
All
about? Do you
right.
play
So
any music
I love
instrument?
playing. Yeah, good. All right. So I love playing football. I also play basketball in the meanwhile. I do gaming as well. And in the meanwhile time, I also go with my friends to hang out. And yeah, I mean, life is not all about just looking into a computer and stuff.
That's amazing, and I love how you're aware of that. I've also noticed that you have a very good passion for like presenting and public speaking as well. Uh, are you a shy person? Tell us more about that. Are you a shy
So
person?
I
Do
used to be a
you?
very, very shy person till I was 12 or 13. And then that was the first time I reached out to Angel Hack. So I see in my team, everyone was a shy person, and I was the team leader. I had no choice left with me. So they all were like, Aadithyan, you're the lead developer, so you need to speak. And I think that's the time I was like quite sad, and I was sitting over there. I had no idea what to present or how to present. But you see, like I said, you right. When you have a lot of supportive people or an army of supportive people around you, it's quite easy to do things.
Mm-hmm.
So, with all those inspiration and motivation in my mind, I thought of speaking for the first time, and that's my first time speaking in front of a crowd or something. So after that, I've been, I've been never scary to speak in in front of any people.
That's amazing. And do you have any specific person you want to give them a shout out, like some close friend or maybe your parents? Do you have someone specific to like shout them out in this stream? Tell them
Okay,
that you're
I want to shout
thankful.
out my friend called Sahil. Like you must have known him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The
he's like
designer Sahil, I'm
in
assuming.
my part of my life.
That's amazing. Well, shout out to Sahil, guys, if he's here. A big thank you, bro, for helping this little one right here. Without him, we wouldn't have been like able to have this lovely interview and learn so much about like great things, man. Like, so yeah. Okay, Adi, you've been with me in a couple of teams for hackathons and competitions.
Yes.
Tell us more. Tell these guys a little more about your experience in these. Do you think teamwork is like essential in these competitions? We obviously had like our ups and downs. We've talked about things. We've argued about things. Someone thought this was a good idea. Someone thought that was a bad idea. How was the relationship with like your competitions at work? I believe you've also done a couple of internships. So what's the whole idea like with the teamwork, working in team? And is there a lot of struggle because you're a young age? Because obviously in the workplace you're obviously always with like an adult and sometimes maybe a 50-year-old, 60-year-old. How is the relationship like with adults in general?
Oh, so I don't think so. I haven't done much internship to comment on how to be an intern or what was experience to be, participating in event. But I'd say you all should participate in some events or hackathons whenever you're free, because it really gives you an experience to connect with people and, pitch out your idea in a big crowd. So that's how I got rid of my shyness. And so when I met a guy like BB who used to speak around all the time, yeah, it was like quite fun. And then adults are quite supportive, even though not everyone, most of the people are quite supportive. So if you really need something, they're all like sticked around you. So that's a good thing. So that's the first time I realized there is like a big world out of school and your home. It's fun. Yeah, you should check it out.
That is amazing, bro. And tell us more about your future plans. So let's say in the next 2 3 years, what do you plan to do? Do you have anything specific you want to learn or you want to achieve in the next few years? So obviously, I'm assuming you will be finishing school. What about in the future? Are you gonna be able to like maybe skip some classes, or are you planning to like build a project? What's your future ideas on that in general?
So as per my plans, the simplest way to explain the future would be growing.
Growing in what? Tell us more. Elaborate more.
So in a few years, I'd love to see myself doing the things that I love doing. So being a successful entrepreneur has been always the goal. So I'll be working towards it in the long term. I also plan on shipping a lot more cool side projects and products, and look forward to meeting a lot of amazing people like you and many more.
Thank you, thank you.
I'll be so happy if I'm able to produce some work that inspires people and can make people's life easier. That's my end goal.
And are you planning to like maybe let's say so you're in Dubai right now because of your parents obviously. Let's say after you grow up and you reach a certain age where you can be independent and leave the country. Do you have any countries in mind that you want to visit or anything
Yeah,
particular?
so I want to do my college and higher education in MIT. I'm planning for MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So yeah, that's future plans.
Any specific reason why MIT? I mean, like usually what I know is people prefer Carnegie Mellon for technologies and stuff. A big shout out to both universities, by the way. But like, any specific reason why MIT, or you just kind of like it because you've seen it a lot and you've heard about?
Well, I've seen it a lot and I've heard it a lot. It's a good environment, and there's a lot of stuff you can learn about it. So yeah, that's a simple reason selected it.
That's cool. That's cool. And so you told me you're an Android developer, as far as I know, and Java developer mainly. Um, any apps that you have done so far? Tell us more about that. And have you
Yeah,
published anything yet?
yeah. So there are like a couple of apps in the Play Store built by me. There's a teachers application. So teachers app, basically it came to me in my idea while I was in grade 6. So one of my teacher was like walking away, and I realized like her class was going on, but she was in the corridor just talking to her friends or something. Yeah, she was talking to her friends, maybe rumors. So I was like, I went to her and she's like, I was like, I told her that your class is going on, aren't you coming? She's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that it was my class. So thought of like making a solution for this. So I built up this teachers app. which consisted of teachers' daily life things like such as their schedule. Teachers can remind themselves when is their period starting. They can mark their attendance in the app. They can mark
Hmm?
maybe calculate the marks in the application. Then I built a simple mobile browser app. It's called Ashurwad. Then I also built a simple ABCD and 1 2 3 learning app. So I saw my sister struggling learning 1 2 3 and alphabets in the YouTube because it was quite complicated. So I thought of making an application which is kind of like child friendly and easy for them to learn. So yeah, 3 apps. Rest of the apps were for hackathons or maybe open source.
I see, I see. A couple of questions we're getting on the chat is what platforms did you use it, and what languages do you usually use while programming?
Yeah, I think I said that earlier, right? So I'm mostly experienced in Dart programming. So that is used for a language called Flutter. It's used to build both Android and iOS. I'm also experienced in Java for building native Android apps. I also build iOS apps, but I'm not really good in that. Still learning.
So that's something you gotta learn in the next few months, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially, guys, right now we're in quarantine, most of us, and even though things are getting a little better, but we have so much free time in our hands, guys, and we obviously can utilize as much into the learning experience. I personally, what I'm doing right now is I'm doing courses on several topics, including investments and like more technology stuff and music in general. So I'm learning stuff as we go. It doesn't have to be so quick, or like you don't have to finish it all in 1 week or 1 day, but like it's a learning process, and as much time as you put into it, the more results you see. And obviously the mentality, like Adi's, is that even if you fail at one thing, it's not the end of the world. Just literally stand up, keep going. Eventually you'll reach somewhere good. And obviously, like we all will know, like hard work eventually gets you somewhere. And even if it might take years, everyone's journey is different, but eventually you will get somewhere, and you'll be very, very happy and proud of the whole work that you've been putting into. And that's the beauty of life. When you really put hard work and hustle and all that, you actually reach somewhere. And that's the reward for every hard work. So Adi, tell us more. Let's see. Again, there's so much things going into my mind. It's very hard to actually tackle one thing. Let's get a little into your social life. What is your school life like? Do your friends think you're a celebrity since you've been doing all these things? Are you dating someone? Tell us more about those little spicy little things about you.
All right. So school life is really fun, but mostly I'm really sad that I miss out a lot of days going with hackathons with BB. I also had an attendance shortage last year. So the best thing is like people do think I'm a celebrity and stuff, and they kind of respect me. That's so crazy. And some people are kind of jealousy and they hit me endlessly and bully me, but it's fun usually. And yeah, not dating anyone, just crushed.
So you have a crush, right? Does she know about it, or it's a whole secret?
Not anymore, like ex. Yeah, no, don't.
So guys, if you know this girl he's crushing on, just go show her this video.
uh,
Make sure that it's going everywhere, you guys. But that's amazing. So I'm still happy to see that you're still living your childhood the same way. You're still like you're still enjoying that kind of thing, which is your age, right? Guys, my experience with Adi is very interesting. I know he has the brains and he has the personality of a grown up, right? But then his character is always a young child, and it's very interesting when I'm collaborating with him about things, and like I'm trying to work with him, and I see that he's really smart and he does what he needs to do just like an adult. But then that little moment where he's always a child comes in, like he has to sleep early, he has to do his things, he has to eat, he has, like, adults can manage without these things, but then as children it's very hard to reach. You reach a plateau where it's like, okay, I'm a child, I have to live as a child. And it's pretty interesting to see that kind of mixture in Adi. And my interactions with him are very, very interesting. And like, again, he's really an interesting person. And the more I get to know about him, like the more I'm always fascinated. He comes up with crazy things all the time, and he messages me, he's like, "BB, come on, we have this project," and I'm always happy to like hear about it from him. Sometimes he does it in a crazy manner. Again, something you would expect from a person his age, but then again, this is something you also cherish about him and love, because It's like you having a little child. Obviously, he's not my child, but like he's like a younger brother to me, and I really appreciate that. And him being on the show is an honor to me myself because I've obviously wanted to have him hosted, and he's here spending some time to talk to you guys, and it's really great. Okay, Adi, I see some pictures behind you. What are those pictures about? Are they like stickers you've been collecting from competitions?
Yeah, I've been collecting the stickers for a long time.
I know you're a fan of that. His laptop is like filled with stickers, you guys. This
I
guy
can't
goes to
remember.
all events possible. I'm not even kidding. Like, this guy once got punished from class because he was attending. So his Malayalam teacher, which is a funny story, was very upset that he did not get enough attendance. So she literally punished him for that. And I thought that was unnecessary. As a person who really appreciates and respects entrepreneurship, I believe that he should have prioritized the entrepreneurship and him going to something much more worthy in his life than just a class. And I think it's really sad to see that teachers are not very supportive. That even if they are, they should have been much more supportive and being able to figure out that it was much more important for him to go to that event than just attend his Malayalam class. But again, people do have different opinions, and we obviously should respect all of them, right, Adi?
Yeah.
All right. Tell us more about what's your favorite, let's say, incident, or like what was the most proud moment of your life? When did you feel like, oh, guys, I've done it all? Which day was it, and what was the event like? It
Okay,
was.
so one of the most proudest moment in my life would be, see, no one ever knew me until I got featured in college times. Okay,
Mm,
everyone used to think I was like a ghost type of kid in school because I always used to be so sleepy or holding my laptop. So once I got recognized, so the next day I had to go to school. Okay, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Adityan." So and if I opened a laptop, oh my God, Adityan. So everyone was like, really curious and excited about that. So that's one day I was really happy and excited.
that is amazing, man. I'm really happy, like, that this happened to you, and I'm sure we've all been through, guys. Guys, if you are here and you've had these moments, please do feel free to share them on the chat. Again, feel free to ask him as much questions as possible. I will get to the questions in the next few minutes. We're almost done with my questions, and obviously we'll get to the chat stuff. Um, Adi, well, let's end up with this question, and it's a very interesting question because I want you to elaborate so much on it, right? Imagine you became a little older, let's say 10 years from now. So you're like, let's say 25 or 24 years old, and you see a little virgin, let's say like a younger brother to you or some kid in a competition. How do you think, or like let's say as us adults watching you, most of the people watching me and my audience are like young adults, right, in the ages of like 18 to 25. How can we support you kids in what you do? So like I think this is very important, and I want you to elaborate as much, because I feel we are as much as we are as responsible to you guys as much as adults were responsible to us. And I feel like if we are more cooperative and more supportive of you guys growing up and being able to achieve what you need to achieve, I think much more greater results will come from you guys at a younger age. So how do you feel that we adults, or we, let's say, young adults, can support you and give you like to be able to achieve what you want?
See, so one thing is like, so it was my first hackathon. I'll tell my experience at first, okay? So it was my first hackathon, and we actually came just to chill. We actually wanted to go sleep over, and parents would not allow to do that. So we four came and we were like chilling and stuff. But we did have a serious project area too. But we did not know what's a pitch. We don't know how to make a pitch deck. We didn't know anything about business or marketing. So that's where we met a lot of people at Angel Act who are young adults who are 18 to 25. So it was like a home to us. We felt so free to go to anyone and ask them any doubt. So even though you don't help them, it's better you don't ignore them. So in case they just want some help, it's better. So you need to just, if they ask you how to make a pitch deck, just explain them what's a pitch deck and show them some resources. So I mean, if you ignore them, they just get out of their creativity fuel and their inspiration fuel. So as much as you support them, it's much better for them. Yeah.
That is very true, actually, and many. I mean, I've heard many psychologies where parents do shut their kids up, and then eventually that turns out to make the kid a little more shy or something. And obviously, we should give as much speech of freedom of speech to the kids, and being able to express themselves is very important, especially if they are smart kids and they're able to get out there and do some things. I mean, it's really, really important to be able to express your brains and be able to get out there and do what you feel is your passion and do it. All right, let's get some questions from the chat. I see some spicy questions. Some of them might be repeated, Adi, so just again, I guess just answer them again, because some people, come in and go all the time. So how does your youth and young perspective differ from grown-ups? One guy is basically asking, how are you in your kids' perspective? How is it very different than adults, and what they can learn and think from? So as a kid, do you see that learning is easier? And I believe that's true. I believe as children, it's very easy to learn. So what's your perspective on that?
So I'd say at a time when fully grown adults struggle with staying focused on a goal, I think what a child can do is much better. So a child is having more time than an adult. So being a child actually fuels up your time, and you get the freedom to learn anything basically. So that's a good thing. And you don't have to be feared if you fail or you win or anything.
That is amazing. Some guy is saying he's calling this conversation spicy, and then the other replied, not as spicy as my KFC. So we've got a couple of cents, lovely sense of humor in the chat, and that's interesting. Guys, thank you so much for all being here. Really appreciate you all, and do make sure that you're following me and him for more content and more great things that could be potentially in the future. So guys, I do this show every weekend, so Friday and Saturday at 5 p.m. and then I do a lot of gaming content throughout the weeks and fun events all the time. So make sure that you're following me. Feel free to get the notifications at all times, and do make sure you're following Adi on his Insta as well. Some people are wondering about so you're saying we're going to MIT, right? What degree do you want to have in there? Do you have any specific degree in mind, or do you just want to go for the general computer science?
Yeah, I'm trying for general computer science at the moment, but there's a big chance of me changing it. So I have decided completely.
Do you have any information or any idea on what you want to change it? What field of technology, let's say, you're interested in?
Computer science and programming.
All right, so mainly just programming and the general computer science. All right, interesting. One guy is asking, how old are you? He's a 14-year-old and he will be 15 in November, as far as I know. Cool. By the way, one of them is saying academic integrity is a plus as well, and it's that is true, guys. All right, let's take one final question from the lovely chat, and then we'll end up by thanking Adi and for him. We'll thank him for being here and really pleasuring us with all this amazing, insightful information. He's wondering. One guy is wondering. He's like, so he's saying that you're smart in CS, computer science, and he's wondering why don't you do a business degree instead, something that you might actually. Because I'm saying, I believe his view is you can learn computer science on your own since you're already doing it. Why not do a business degree and then branch out from that? What's your opinion on that?
Well, yes, but why don't you think we can learn business too?
I believe you can learn anything. I mean, personally, I believe you can learn. So you just feel that a degree in computer science is more valuable to you, per se. Is that what you're trying to say?
I think even if I learn computer science really much, and you see, I don't know how to market it. So that's where the question comes in. So how do I market my product, and what do I have to learn for that? So I mean, my parents gave me a suggestion of learning MBA, doing an MBA, but I said I need some more time. I'm just a grade 9 student.
And are you considering a master's and PhD maybe in the future?
I mean, I said you right. I just need a basic education. So I mean, we are in a world our adults are struggling for food and jobs. So I think a basic level of education is just needed, and the rest is in your hands.
And guys, this is a perfect ending for the show today. There are adults out there struggling for food and water. Like, this is deep statement, you know. Guys, a lot of people are actually struggling, and if you are living a good life, praise the Lord for that. Thank God every single day for the blessings you have, and obviously don't take it for granted, guys. If you are able to go to school, obviously spend some time into studying. Your parents are paying a lot of money for you to go to school. If you're going to uni, same thing. And if you're working, work hard, because many people out there don't even have jobs and are struggling to find a job. So if you're blessed with something, Never take it for granted. Make sure that you're utilizing it and you are able to get the best out of it and that you're thankful for it. All right. The same way I am thankful for Adi. Adi, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the lovely, insightful information. And honestly, bro, as your friend and as a host for today, learning these things, those insightful and informative information about you, dude, it's really amazing. And thank you so much for being here and like really blessing us with this information coming from a guy at your age. It's something great to know that you know all these things, and I wish many people were aware of these things happening around them. So thank you so much for actually being out there, being able to teach us more about it, especially the adults. Like I'm an adult and I learned so much about today from you. uh, all right. Any last words you want to say? Any people you want to give a shout out to? A lot of people are like giving you cheers and lovely things in the chat. Guys, show him as much love in the chat as possible. He deserves it, really. And he's literally coming out of his comfort zone to talk to you. So thank you for your time, Adi, and thank you for being here with us. Any last words you want to say?
All right, so my simplest advice would be to just get started. Don't wait for tomorrow or like adulthood age. So I didn't know what I was about to do or learn or face when I started to build apps and website. I never had a notion or a passion that coding was difficult to master. I was just driven by passion to create software and apps, and I just wanted to do it so badly, and I worked for that. I didn't give up. I had a lot of stress and a lot of stuff to study, but I focused on what I wanted to learn. And even now, the love for building stuff and doing what has sustained me.
That's amazing, man. All right. Thank you so much, bro. Guys, again, one last time, this is the Be Positive Show. We are here every Friday and Saturday at 5 p.m. Make sure you're following and feel free to join in the future episodes. Adi, thank you so much. Guys, I will be raiding one of my friends now. She's a gamer. She's playing League of Legends right now. Go show her some love. Just do what you guys usually do with the raids. Again, Adi, thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone, and take care. Bye. See you guys.